I think this is a great event, the spoken word event. Do you guys like this?
Woo! Yeah.
I would bet that there are some comment cards for the festival, and we put on that you really like this event, so we can keep doing spoken word at the height of the year. I think it's a really cool thing. I'm really impressed by this happening. Make it bigger and better.
Woo!
Because once poetry's been spoken on the stage, things will never be the same. Things haven't been the same since the Big Bang. Not since the first cosmic gases cooled and vast lifeless oceans were formed. They began to seed with DNA and began to swim with life. But you know what happened? Some of that life didn't like it in the ocean where its parents lived, and thus hauled itself onto the land. Now this event caused the more conservative fish to cry out with alarm. Don't you go and do it! Fish should stay at home! We don't walk! Well, we lose our very fishness if we're ever caught walking. And alliances were formed to stop this sort of thing. And slogans were shaped to fit their purposes. Whatever happened to traditional values? The coalition of concerned gill breathers cried out. Well, they cited their prophet, this paranoid shellfish by the name of Nostradamus, who predicted a dark future of death camps called Red Lobster. An evil tyrant known as Long John Silver, and things have never been the same. And right now, as we're reading poetry on this stage, I'll bet you at this very moment, somewhere on the festival ground, a sperm cell is fusing with an ovulating egg. Now, do you think they have second thoughts? I mean, do you think they're nostalgic for their carefree single days? Was there intimacy achieved too quickly? Hey, look, I told you to move into my room, but now you've got your DNA all mixed up with mine, and I can't tell where you start and I begin. This is causing me some real problems with my personal boundary issues. And soon, that fetus grows into a breathing infant and is weaned from its mother's breast, and mother and child will never be the same again. And don't even talk to me about puberty, which some of you will claim is a stage of life, but I would like to posit to you that it's really more of an affliction. Because puberty leads us to freedom. And freedom can be just as daunting as puberty and every bit as ugly to witness. If any of this room has ever been to an open mic night, you know what I'm talking about. And since I too have witnessed freedom and all its excesses, I too will never be the same again. Because freedom leads us to choices. There's so many religions out there. There's so many banks. There are so many kinds of checking accounts. There are so many ways to finance one automobile. There are so many options on one Ford Taurus. So many roads to take. So many gas stations along each road. And each one has regular, unleaded, super unleaded, not to mention the variety of chips available at the cash register. So come on, which one's it going to be? Paper or plastic? All right, let's cut the crap. We in this room, we know what we have chosen. We have cast our votes with our remotes, and we have become the Republic of Infotania in the virtual states of America. Red, white, and bloodshot eyes fixed as a blue light flickers, revealing a huge and glorious beast. And that beast is everywhere, but it exists nowhere. It has 10,000 mouths that speak at once. It chatters on and on and on about power and sex and God, and most importantly, delicious salty snacks. But it provides us not with power or sex or allows us to communicate with God, but the salty snacks are available just about everywhere. We prodigal lungfish, we have risen from the ocean floor. But my friends, it is time for us to return to the water's edge, gloating on this July 4th. Return to the water's edge, gloating, looking down at the fish, saying, we are triumphant. We rule the world, and we bring to you Bringo. Millions of years of evolutionary change, and we are still swimming in a vast ocean of bad news, shocking tales, and graphic reenactments. What do we tell the children? What do we tell our own mangled hearts? What do we tell these disappointed innocents turned devout cynics? Well, you should tell them that they will never be the same again. Because, my friends, all of this is meant to sound optimistic. Because only the extinct do not change. We can change. We will change. And we will never be the same again.